Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be reviewing the brand new Morphe Bronze Glow collection. This is the newest collection that's come out from Morphe. It contains a whole bunch of products and I have had a lot of requests from you guys to actually review this collection. I was quite surprised because Morphe, they do come out with a lot of releases all the time. I don't typically get too many requests to review a lot of their products, but I have just been absolutely flooded with requests to review this one. So that is what we're going to do today. I'm going to go through all of the products, I'm going to swatch them, and then we're going to do a full demonstration, try them out, blend with them, work with them, and just, figure out if they're actually worth the time and money. And if they are, I'll let you know. And of course, if they're not, I'll let you know. So if you guys are interested in seeing a full swatch and review video on the brand new Morphe Bronze Glow, I'm pretty sure, Bronze Glow collection, then please keep on watching. Now, this is actually quite a sizable collection. It does contain a lot of products. The one product that I just has been requested more than all of them is the palette. So this is the new 35G Bronze Goals palette. Packaging is beautiful, and honestly, all of the shades in this are absolutely beautiful. I will show you quickly. It is just such a stunning palette. They've really, hang on a minute. They've really done a good job with this. I am still a bit pissy. Why aren't they printing the shade names on the palette? Why are we still getting them on a plastic insert? It literally does my head in. I really wish that they would do something about that. But yeah, I just cannot wait to get into this. It looks gorgeous. I feel like we should go through some side-by-sides of this next to some other Morphe palettes as well. Because, as a standalone looking at it, it is beautiful. But also, fair to say, it does look a lot like a lot of other Morphe palettes. But if you don't have them, this is going to be gorge. So that collection does also come with 3 big-ass bronzers. So these are called the Glamour Bronze. And they are face and body bronzers, which is, I guess, why they are so big. 3 different shades. It looks like we have a light, a medium, and a deep for different skin tones there. So we'll go through them. We also have a little lip gloss collection. Hey, these look nice. Have I ever tried a Morphe lip gloss? I don't think I actually have. I've tried their liquid lipsticks and their actual lipstick formulas, but I don't think I've ever tried their gloss formulas. So interesting to see how they go. And then lastly, I told you it was a sizable collection. There are 4 mini highlighter drops, so liquid highlighters. And honestly, these look stunning. These look so, so beautiful. Pretty sure this is the first time maybe that they've done liquid highlighters like this. Oh, this shade here. Oh my goodness. So, yep. So pretty much like I said, I'm going to go through everything in this collection. I'm going to swatch it and test it, and then I'm going to give you, a rundown of my thoughts and whether or not I actually think these are worth your time and your money. So if you are interested in seeing that, then please keep on watching. Now I'm going to go through the palette first. I'm going to go through the swatches, and then we're going to test it out, and then I'll go through all the other products in the same way. So like I said, this is the 35G Bronze Goals palette. There's obviously 35 bronze shades in this. Packaging is really, really nice. It's a huge upgrade, on their old black plastic packaging. It honestly looks gorgeous. I might just quickly grab some of my other Morphe palettes and we can have a look at this one side by side to those. All right, so I have grabbed some other options here. A really popular one from Morphe was the 3502. I absolutely loved this palette. Let's have a look and see how similar she is. Oh, I don't have enough hands, honestly. This one's way more bronze and less orange, so there's a comparison of those two. This one's way more warm toned. We, of course, have the original 35O palette. Fairly similar crossovers between these two, but this one also contains berries and sort of maroon kind of mauve shades, whereas the 35O is pretty much straight up neutrals, oranges, and lighter tones. Also got this one here, the 35R. I'm not 100% sure if this one's been discontinued. I need to double check. Certainly there are some crossovers, but they're not exactly the same. Yeah, see, this one's still missing those berry tones that are in this one. And then also here, the 24 Grand Glam 24G. This one, this is really hard to hold these, honestly. This one does look similar-ish, but again, we do have some shades missing. But yeah, certainly, it's probably fair to say if you've got any of those, you wouldn't necessarily need this. It's hard for me to say because I haven't used it, but we don't need a million of the same colors, basically, is what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's jump into the swatches of these, and then I will move on to creating a look on my eyes. All right, so here are the first section of swatches. A lot of shimmery bronzes and a lot of matte bronzes, warm browns, transition shades, blending colors, and also some sort of like berry type hues. Moving down through the palette, we've got more bronzes, orangey bronzes, yellow kind of based bronzes, more tan colors. Honestly, the longer that you look at this palette and the longer that you look at the colors, everything really starts to look the same. Like, there are a lot of similar shades in this palette. Like, that's just sort of my thoughts on what I'm looking at here. We've got some kind of green-based golds, yellow-based golds, and then we move into some deeper colors, a really rich yellowy gold, a sort of an olivey bronze, and then some dark grays. We've got a black and some more cooler tone browns. All right, so those were all of the swatches. A couple of things just quickly to note on. There appears to be two different types of shimmers in this palette. There are some shimmers that are quite buttery, quite wet, sort of when you touch them, but then there are other shimmers that are quite dry and sort of more difficult to kind of get pigment to come off. The mattes are all very, very like sort of smooth and buttery feeling. I'm hoping that they're going to blend really, really well as a result. Honestly, from those swatches, everything just looks the same. Like, I just feel like it's the same colors repeated over and over. A lot of the blending shades, like the mattes, the transitions, you cannot tell the difference between them, and I also felt that was the same about a lot of the shimmers. Also worthy to mention, this palette is majority shimmers. It's definitely got way less mattes and shimmers. But let's jump into creating a look. I do want to do something like a really traditional bronze, kind of a smoky eye. I'm going to stay away from like the reds and the pinks, and we're just going to go like straight up golds and bronze. So first up, I'm taking Deserted, and I'm going to be using this one through my crease as a transition shade. So going in with a sort of larger fluffy blending brush, I'm taking Deserted. And like I said, I'm using this one first, working that one through the crease there. Wow, that actually blends out really, really nicely. Really strong on pigmentation, but at the same time really smooth to blend through, which is good to see. This is blending out incredibly well, and I do really like this color. It's pretty. It's really, really, really pretty. I'm then going to take SBF, which is like a slightly deeper color. On a slightly smaller brush, I'm going to work that one through the crease as well, just to deepen it up further. And I also want to see how some of these mattes perform. Really, really nice colors. Both of those colors together look beautiful. They're definitely warm tone browns. They're not like neutrals. They're warm tones. Blending it through. It's blending out really well. So far, no issues. And then finally, to finish blending the crease, I'm going to take Deepen, this deep darker brown. I'm going to pack that right sort of tight into the crease to richen it up even further. I do really like these shadows. I'm not going to lie, they're blending out easier than I thought they would. I'm working this all the way through the inner corner as well. I might even do like a spotlight kind of a smoky eye. I'm also going to take sort of like a mixture of those through the lower lash line. So far so good. Like, I'm not having any issues. It's not irritating my eyes, like the kickback of the powder. I feel like the formula in this might be slightly different to some of their other palettes, and not different in a bad way, like different in a really good way. Certainly, like, I just feel like the mattes are performing really, really well. All right, I'm going to go in a little bit darker. I might take this deep dark brown now. So this one is called Burnt, and it's this one here. Now, this one is a matte formula, but it does have a slight shimmer sort of through it. And I do suspect that they have done this to make it easier to blend. So picking it up on a flat brush, I'm going to pack it on the outer corner. And then taking a small brush, I'm going to buff out the edges of that. Well, that actually blends out really well, surprisingly. packing it on the inner corner as well. We're going to do a halo. Oh, this is looking really pretty, not going to lie. Outer corner. And then let's go inner corner as well. I might need a slightly smaller brush. It's certainly blending out a whole lot better than that deep dark brown in that Anastasia palette that I tried just the other day, the new Riviera palette. Like this actually blends. That one was more of like a packing shadow and we couldn't really get it to blend out very well. Taking that same dark shade, I'm going to work it through the lower lash line. So right out on the outer corner. And then also right on the inner corner. We're pretty much just repeating what we've done on the top of the lid there. I'm still finding them to blend out really nicely. Hopefully, you know, you're seeing the same thing on camera. But yeah, they've been very easy to work with. Okay, now we have to choose a bronze. I was very much into this one here. This one's sort of like quite a really rich goldy yellowy bronze, but I'm also into this one here, which is more of like a cooler, it's nearly got a bit of a green shift, olive to it. I think I might go the olivey one. So I've picked up that shadow. I'm going to try packing it. Oh, it actually does work with a dry brush. Obviously, you know, we're going to assume it's not going to be the same intensity, but it does work. So that is good to see. I've picked it up on my finger now, and let's try it that way. You certainly get a whole lot more payoff with a finger. It's a shimmery eyeshadow. I don't think anyone's surprised. I'm certainly not. Just packing it onto the center of the lid, and then we'll slightly blend the edges, and I might even go in with an even lighter bronze right in the center. Although I do really, really like this color a lot. Like, it's beautiful. And then finally, let's test out the highlight shades in this palette. So it looks like there is two. There's this one here, which is called Glare. Yeah. This one's more of like a straight up champagne. And then this one, what is this? Glow On, which you don't get as much payoff, but it's more of like a gold. I think I'm going to go with Glare. So just with a flat brush, I'm going to apply that to the brow bone. It's actually quite a nice, you know, sort of smooth formula, this one. Nice and smooth on the skin. And then I'm going to try it on the inner corner as well. Yeah, you really don't get a heap of payoff with this one. Like, not on a dry brush. I mean, it's there, but you don't get as much payoff with a dry brush as you do with that shimmery bronze. Yeah, I found I got a whole lot more with that. I do think this palette is really pretty though. The colors are beautiful. Yes, it's literally 50 shades of bronze and a lot of them look exactly the same, but the actual textures, the formulations are really, really nice. So far, I am impressed. I'm going to quickly go and finish my eyes off on camera. So I'm going to do like mascara, liner and things like that. And then I'm going to come back and start testing out these other products here. So we've got bronzers, we've got highlighters, and we have lip glosses. All right, so our eyes are all done. We're going to move on to the rest of the products now. We're going to do these bronzers first. So like I said, these are the Glamour Bronze bronzers. They are face and body bronzers, and there are 3 different shades. So, all right, so first up we have the lightest shade. This one is called Icon. Then the medium shade here, this is Megastar. And then finally the deep shade, and this one is called Phenom. They are a matte bronzer. They do feel really nice and creamy, and they did swatch really well when I did swatch them. So I'm curious to see how these go. I'd say I would be the medium bronzer, so I'm going to try this shade Megastar. I'm just taking a clean contouring brush, and I'm going to pick up some of this bronzer. Ooh, she's pretty pigmented. Tapping off the excess, and I'm going to start applying this. We'll see what the formula is like. Oh, there's a lot of payoff with this. Definitely, I would say, you know, dust off the excess. But I have to say also it is blending out really nicely. Feels very smooth. My hair is like literally going everywhere. It's not patchy, it's not chunky, like it's definitely applying really, really well. Super, super pigmented. The deep would definitely be too deep for me, and the lighter one, I mean, I'll try it, but I feel like the lighter one, Icon, is probably borderline too pale. I've taken a little of Icon on this side. Oh, it's not too bad actually. The middle tone one is a little bit warmer. Icon is a lot more cool toned. So if you're looking to contour with it, I'd probably go with Icon. This one's a lot more warm toned, but it's a nice formula. You know, it's not patchy. The real trick is, you know, going to be if it actually lasts on my skin all day long. A lot of bronzers, it's like as soon as I get oily, they just get like absorbed. It's like this freaky thing. So I will update you guys on, you know, whether or not this actually lasts all day long. I'm going to be wearing this makeup all day, and I'm not mad about that because I am feeling this eyeshadow look. I'm just quickly going to pop some blush on, and then we're going to move on to those liquid highlighters. I got to tell you, from the swatches of the liquid highlighters, I wasn't overly impressed. They don't have the same like crazy like wow factor, you know, as like the Cover FX one or as like the Iconic London ones. They're a little bit more muted, but you know, for some people that might be a good thing. For me, I'm like, I want to go all the way. All right, so here are the swatches of these ones. We've got like a gold, then we've got like a peach, then we've got a champagne, and then we have a pink. Probably safe to say my favorite was one of the two center shades. So either Flare or Optic. I might try Flare first. Flare is sort of more like a pinky highlight shade. Sort of like a rose gold, maybe you could say. Oh, I actually think that's going to be too dark. I mean, I'll try it, but I'm just pressing it. Yeah, see how it's a very like muted? They're just not, they're not like super reflective. A lot of people really do love this like muted look, but like I said earlier, I like a highlight to be like pow, so I only have to use very small amounts, and then, you know, it makes it completely customizable. I can have it full on over the top, or I can have it really, really light. So yeah, that one, I mean, you can't really see it on my skin a whole heap. It's very subtle. So let's try Optic now. Even on the back of my hand, like that's Flare. There's not like a whole heap of reflectiveness or iridescence to it. So Optic does look a little more shimmery. Yeah, Optic's certainly more like intense, sort of hardcore. So I'm going to apply Optic on this side. Oh, yeah, but as soon as it disappears. Like, where did that go? What the hell? Okay. Use alone for a killer highlight or mix with your foundation for an illuminating boost. I mean, you can see it in the camera, like in the viewfinder, but close up in the mirror, I can't really see that at all, guys. Yeah, not a fan of those. No. Not a fan of those. So the lip glosses, I've just pulled them out in the tray. Kind of got like a glittery clear, a coral, a vibrant sort of fuchsia, then a gold, and then a bronze with these. The packaging is really pretty. I did find the formula quite sticky when doing the swatches, so it will be interesting to see how these go. Now, I've got absolutely nothing on my lips. I do feel like, I mean, I'll try this one first without a lip liner, but I do feel like you might need a lip liner. They are quite sort of sheer. So this one is Kiss Kiss. This is like the pretty coral. Oh, it's actually nowhere near as sheer as I thought. That's a really pretty color. Huh. They don't have a weird taste. They're very lightly scented. It's like a tropical kind of a scent. I actually don't mind this at all. Also doesn't feel as sticky as it did when I did the swatches, which is good as well. The swatches were like glue, seriously. All right, so that is what that one looks like. It is sticky, but not super sticky. I don't think it would be too sticky for you if you are someone that really, really hates like particularly sticky glosses. I think you would do all right with this one. It's actually a really pretty color. So there you go, guys. This is the final look that we got using the new bronze collection. I'm quite surprised to say I actually do really, really like that eyeshadow palette. When I was doing the swatches, I was like, these literally all look exactly the same. I was sort of like, you know, is this even worth anyone's time kind of a thing? But I'm really, really happy with how the formula performed on my eyes. I felt like it was really super easy to work with, really super easy to blend out. And I am so happy with this eye look. It's a true bronze eyeshadow look, definitely. The bronzers, you know, the formula of these is really, really nice. It is a nice big pan size. Yeah, I do think that these are a good product. They were easy to blend. They were quite smooth. They were not patchy. Again, like I said, for me to really be able to be like yay or nay on a bronzer, I need to know whether or not it actually lasts all day long. So yeah, I will be updating on that down below. The highlighters for me were a no-go. I don't know, they're so subtle that you can hardly even see them. They do feel quite nice, you know, when they are blended into the skin. They do go to, you know, a reasonably nice sort of powdery finish, although they do feel a little waxy on the back of my hands. Yeah, for me, I just wouldn't bother spending money on these. If I'm going to invest in a liquid highlighter, I want a liquid highlighter that's like pow. So like I said, I can either use a very small amount to get it looking really nice and subtle like this, or I can, you know, customize it and just like go for full glow. I like products that are good either way. And with these, you're not going to get anything more than like a really, really subtle, natural sort of looking sheen. And then finally for the lip glosses, these do come in a set, so that kind of turns me off just purely because you guys know that I am not a fan of shimmery lip glosses, and 3 of those formulas are shimmery. The nude one at the start and the gold and the bronze are all quite a heavy sort of metallicized, you know, like shimmery kind of a formula. I do really like, you know, the actual feel of them on the lips. So if you are someone that does really like the colors in this, that does like, you know, metallic kind of glittery kind of glosses, you'll probably love them. They do feel really light on the lips. You know, the color's nice. They don't have a weird taste. They smell lovely. Like overall, they're a lovely product. It just depends on if you're into those shades or not. So there you have it, guys. Those are all of my thoughts on the brand new Morphe Bronze collection. Thank you to all of you who did request a review on this. Definitely hands down, the palette is my favorite out of all of the products in this collection. If I was going to recommend you to get anything, I would recommend that one. But at the same time, we saw the comparisons earlier on with that palette with a lot of other Morphe palettes, and it really, truly just does depend on what you already have. If you've got all those colors already, it's obviously not going to be, you know, worth your coin. All right, guys, I hope today's video was helpful. As always, please leave your comments, thoughts, feedback, anything in the comment section down below. I love you all so, so much. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.